This is Detroit's Morning Answer with John Anthony on FM 92.7 and AM 1400. The Answer.
Good morning, Detroit. Detroit's Morning Answer with John Anthony. If you missed that first hour, head over to theanswerdetroit.com. That's theanswerdetroit.com. Download the podcast. You can listen to the show no matter where you are. If you haven't downloaded the podcast, what's wrong with you? Lewis, I'm sure, has downloaded the podcast. I wanted this today to be a show, to deal with, crises and how do we deal with it, and what are we doing to assist our young people find a place for the anger, the rage, and because it's a real thing. So joining me today is Lewis Adams. He's a former NFL player who has taken the lessons of discipline, resilience, and teamwork from the field and brought them into his mission off the field. He leads both the Legacy Center, I believe that's the Legacy Center football right here in Michigan, and the LEAD Foundation, which Leadership, Education, Action, and Development, where his vision is to mentor youth, mentor youth, strengthen families, and give kids the tools they need to face life challenges. Through football, leadership programs, and education initiatives, Lewis and his team are helping young people not only excel in sports, but also cope with stress, overcome pressures, and develop into strong leaders. His story is about transforming personal success into lasting legacy for others. As I told you, I met him at an event. Vance Patrick connected us, and I'm so grateful that he did. Lewis, welcome to Detroit's Morning Answer. I can't talk
to you. Good morning, John. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing well, man. I can't talk this morning, though. Something is wrong. Something has happened.
Blame it on Wednesday, man. It's Wednesday, right? You can blame it on Wednesday.
Okay. But Lewis, for those who may not know, what is the core mission of Legacy Center, Michigan?
Man, so Legacy Football started back in 2000, and I want to say 2011, where we core mission is really just to give back, impact kids in every sport. But Legacy Football is dear to me because that's what we launched 11 years ago and brought that to the facility out in Brighton.
Okay. So how does Legacy Football create opportunities for young people and families who often feel overlooked?
That's a great question. We just give kids a platform. That's the basic thing we do at Legacy Football. We give kids an opportunity and a platform to be seen and showcase their talent.
Awesome. Now, do you have any success stories from Legacy Football that shows how a life was turned around? Somebody came into the program and then, boom, immediately there was a shift in their lives and they really realized just how important it is to live this thing called life.
Man, we got actually more than one. We have several kids that came through our program either once or twice, like Aiden Hutchinson came through a showcase before at our facility when he was in high school. You got Devin, what they call him, Sauce Gardner.
Nice.
Sauce Gardner. There's several kids, man, had amazing stories that just came to us very, raw behind them. And you could tell their confidence once they get in front of other kids around the state. They perform, and
do they come
really
back?
Boost their confidence.
Do people like Aiden Hutchinson and Sauce, do they come back to give back to your organization to speak to the kids?
They haven't, and I think that's kind of on our part. We haven't just reached out to them, but the showcases we do over 53 events from December to spring. So kids throughout the state, or we have the national tournaments where kids come out and their teams come from different states and perform against other cities.
Oh wow! So when at the Legacy Football, is this like a travel football team, or you house all of the travel football teams? How does that work?
So we host tournaments. We host tournaments and showcases. So we run the largest college showcases where over 100 college coaches could come in our building one day and see close to 300, 400 kids who sign up. And then we also run the largest 7-on-7 events in the country with over like 80, 90 teams.
Wow, this is huge. Now, you also run the LEAD Foundation, the Leadership, Education, Action, and Development. What was the vision behind creating it?
Well, Rodney Goebel is the actual owner. Myself and Justin is one of Justin Sassante. We kind of more hands-on run the day-to-day. The vision was just simply is our nonprofit, and this is a great opportunity for us to scholarship kids. We just now started an actual school, a prep JUCO under that umbrella, where that's called Lead Prep Academy, where high school kids could come out of our program with everything was going on with the NIL, transfer portal, the COVID years, all that affected high school recruiting. So we allowed kids now to come into our program.
Really?
Take college classes, and then play a 10-game schedule against college program.
Yeah. So
without burning the year.
If parents are looking, I mean, how do you grab these students? Is it the coaches? I mean, how do you get the lead on the? I mean, pun intended, on bringing kids to your the foundations and Legacy Football? How did that happen? How did you build those relationships to bring kids to where you can help them balance life?
Recruiting, actually, or parents or that kid, that young man, reach out and see if he doesn't like the opportunity he has, or if he needs to get back on track, he could come and sign up for our program.
Yeah. So here's a question for you, Lewis. How do you balance teaching football skills with teaching life skills like handling stress, staying disciplined, and making wise decisions?
Man, with the coaches we hire, with the coaches that's in our program, the men that done it before and what it did for them, and all they're doing is giving it back to these young men. Myself, we got Coach Fagursky, Justin Sassante, great men that literally, you sit down with their man's. They can have a great conversation with these young men and help them get back on track.
Yeah.
We was just talking about this yesterday. 100 yards is 100 yards, right? So if you touch at 99, you're going to get called out. You guys could all hear that he said 100 yards, so go 100 yards.
Wow, I love it. Do you what strategies, because a lot you and I both know I played baseball. I didn't play professionally at all. I was just a knucklehead. But what strategies do you emphasize when mentoring these kids on handling failure, setbacks, or disappointments?
Strategies. Right. I don't know, man. We just show them by example, John. That's a great question. I think really, like, even hearing our stories, like myself, for example, my mother gave me a football at the age 9 and told me that was our way out. To me at that time, I took that to heart. Like, this woman never lied to me. So I everything I did was based around football. It gave me a purpose. It gave me a routine. And I try to share that story, like how much football has done for me.
Mm. Wow, and sometimes that's a pressure too, right? Of knowing that if something happens and you don't make it to the NFL, how do you deal with that? How were you able to deal with that?
Well, fortunately, I was very fortunate to make it. But no, these young men, they learn so much through this game, and I tell them that, like, it's not always who you are on the field. It's what this game teaches you off the field. Being responsible, take accountability, being a leader. Yeah. And we hold these young men accountable for all that with so many different off the field events and programs we do as well.
Yeah. Are you going to tell people what NFL team you made it to? Or should we not because you're in Detroit?
Yeah.
Cheeseheads, maybe?
Well, Detroit is always home. Put it there, man. Put it that way. Well, Pontiac. I grew up in Pontiac, so
Yeah.
home is always, of course, the Lions, man. I'm a big Lions Pistons fan because this is what I grew up watching.
Yeah. But you know what, Lewis? If you're just joining the show, we're talking to Lewis Adams. He runs Legacy Football and is a part of the Lead Foundation. What do you see as the biggest challenges for Michigan youth and families right now?
Just getting the parents more involved. That's always been the biggest issue. You know, you only see usually parents show up at games or something like that, but these young men or the parents need to see the, kids supporting them at practice or just more involved, helping them with these events that they know nothing about, and then do your research on those events.
Yeah. How do you work with schools, churches, or policymakers, be it the mayor of Detroit, the elected officials throughout the state, to make sure that the programs at Legacy and Lead fill the gaps where students or systems, a lot of these systems often fall short? Do you work with them?
Not directly, but we try to. We try to reach out. Our outreach program is amazing. So, yeah, we try to reach out. We're not hard to find. Legacy is a complex, huge sports complex that sits on close to 200-some acres out of Brighton. It got everything a family needs for kids to get involved. And the Lead Foundation is My Lead Foundation if you want to help or get involved with that, myleadfoundation.com.
Yeah. What do you believe the private sector can do to partner with organizations like yours to multiply this impact that you're having here in Michigan?
Please just reach out to us and let's have a sit down, a cup of coffee, or a conversation.
and that website again, or email or social media platforms. You got any of those?
My Lead Foundation.com, and then it's legacyfootball.org.com.
And they can follow you on X, and you're on X, Instagram, and you're on Facebook too, correct?
No, just X. I'm just on X right now. Yeah, we have a huge social media team. I have a huge social media team. So
yeah. Now, Lewis, excuse me. Ooh, the coffee went down the wrong way. For parents listening who are worried about their kids, what encouragement can you offer them right now?
Just support right now. The thing I see a lot, man. I try to tell kids let a kid be them and what they want to do. A lot of parents, we go through this thing where we want to force our kids to do something, and it's not always the right thing at that moment for that kid, because kids don't want to do what kids do, no matter how much advice we give them.
Yeah.
They hear it, but at the same time, you want to give them enough guide them where you feel like they're doing it on their own, but you're just showing that you're just opening doors for them to go down that path.
Now, for young people listening who feel stressed, they feel overwhelmed, they feel like they can't live up to the expectations, what's the one piece of advice you'd share from your own journey about how to overcome?
Man, I just did a lot of reading, and I could blame it on that. I had a lot of mentors in my life that I could call on and lean on those and get advice from that, man. Honestly, I read a lot and caught upon a mentor to just have a conversation with.
Yeah.
It's always good to have a mentor.
And that's basically what you guys are providing these kids, correct?
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Now, final question, Lewis Adams, Legacy Football Leads Foundation. If you could leave the audience with one message about resilience, coping, and building legacy, what would it be?
Just keep giving kids an opportunity through sport. Sports was a vehicle for me, myself, and a lot of young men, man. I think it teaches so much and a kid could take from that. Other than that, man, I think the path that sports has given many of us, it just opens so many other doors.
Yeah. Wow. So do you guys have like any events, any fundraising events where people who are listening and want to get involved and help and shape and change the what's happening in certain communities? Are you guys got anything coming up where people can attend?
Not right offhand, but we do. If they could go to our website, leadprepacademy.com. Like I said, that's our this post high school program that we started, that we partnered up with Washtenaw Community College, where the kids take classes there and everything sports related they do at our facility to get bigger, faster, stronger. And like I said, we're going out to play Army JV here in 2 weeks out at Mikey Stadium at West Point. You know,
oh wow,
yeah. These young men, you know, that's all they need is with this time, what's going on. Like I said, from NIL, transfer portal, COVID years, we're giving these kids an opportunity for. You know, to get, like I said, development and film, and then we put them out and get them out to 4-year colleges.
Wow. Now, I want you to give out where people can contact again, because I think brother, I'm telling you, when I first sat down and talked with you, I said to myself, wow, what you're doing should be replicated across this country. And I want as many people as possible to have a hand in helping you push these visions out, because the only way we change is if we show up and we help people like you who are doing the work in these communities. So give out how people can get in contact with you.
MyLeagueFoundation.org. That's MyLeagueFoundation.org, or Legacy Football Organization, LegacyFootballOrg.com.
And they can follow you on X. What's that website?
You can follow me on X as Legacy Lou.
Legacy Lou. I love it, my
Legacy
brother.
Lou.
Lewis Adams, former NFL player for the Packers. Legacy Football and Leadership Education Action Development Foundation. Thanks so much for joining us today on Detroit's Morning Answer.
John, look forward to seeing you soon, my man. Thanks for everything.
You got it, my brother. That's Lewis Adams. Guys, go and check out their website. Go and follow him on X. I'm telling you, it's going to be worth it. Anytime you have people that are out there willing to invest the time and that it takes to help build generations. I mean, because the work they're doing is generational. It helps set kids away from all of the violence, the crime, and they're building leadership. They're building them and building these kids into leaders. You already said Sauce Gardner, Aiden Hutchinson was a part of it. I mean, that alone right there is enough to at least give them a look. You're listening to Detroit's Morning Answer. We'll be right back.